I'm going to tell you, dog. One of your specials is the one you did in Vegas. I was laughing so hard. When you brothers pray over M&Ms.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. Bro, I was screaming. I pray over everything.
Do you?
Yeah, what? I'm from the South.
See, here's the thing. I didn't know. I never seen black people pray like that until I joined the military.
And
I remember I was in boot camp. Nobody prays like that in boot camp. Plus, you're so tired, you're just eating. When I got through my first actual duty station, and it threw me because I was like, what? I'm ready to eat. And then these brothers just, it wasn't just a prayer. It was a real production.
One. Yeah, it's
this
a real
one brother
one.
was like, and I think he even did this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck was that? I'm looking around and I'm so lost. What the funny shit is this. The prayer happens, they're eating, and 5 minutes after the prayer, yo, the hoes last night, dog.
Yeah.
I was like this. What was that?
Yeah. It's called duality.
Right. Yo, last night the club, the hoes. I was like this. Yo, you just prayed.
But the part where you was
Salisbury
hitting,
steak.
we pray. Listen, and I pray when you was like praying for the air conditioning and everything, and I was like, that's such my prayer. I pray about everything. I'm about to eat, but I'm about to thank God for every little thing that I enjoy about my life before we even get to the food, dog. And it can be M&Ms. It's like
In the movie theater.
Yes, in the movie theater. We even say shit like this. It be M&M. We'll pray over McDonald's or M&Ms and be like, may this food bring nourishment to my body.
It's going to kill you.
It's going to kill you.
In fact, it's killing you now. You're praying over poison.
Yeah. Oh, I can't help it. I can't help it.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And when you were talking about, man, I was like, oh my God, thank God for this dude, man. Because it's just.
I think the funniest prayer I ever heard, my stepdad, who I've vocally said is crazy.
Yeah.
He's just, we were talking about police brutality and but also what nobody takes it. We try to justify all these crimes and upbringing. Some of it are just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And you can't control crazy.
No.
That's my stepdad. I don't care about his upbringing. I'm sure it was hard. Fucker's just crazy. He's irrational. I grew up with this shit. The shit he did made no. Let me tell you a story about him real quick. This is tell you how crazy this dude is. Every Saturday morning, you watch cartoons as a kid.
Yeah.
He would come in and just turn the channel to Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan, the black and white. Oh yeah. He would just turn it in the middle of a fucking cartoon. I'm like, back then we didn't have channels. There was no Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
He had Saturday morning cartoon. I was like, so I remember I was like 10, right? Kind of getting out of the cartoon stage, but not quite. We just got a new color TV. So I got the little black and white one in my room now.
So now you even know what colors the cartoons are now.
Man, game changer.
Game changer.
So I'm like this. So they got a little color TV in their room, my mom and stepdad. We're in a trailer. We got the big, which is probably 30-inch TV in the living room.
Yeah.
I got the little black and white one, which was like amazing. It was like a new car.
Yeah.
I go in my room. He turns the channel, and the movie watch TV. I go in my room, and I'm watching TV, and he comes in my room and doesn't say a word, rips the TV out the wall, and throws it out the front door. Now it's in the driveway. And so now I'm watching the wall. I'm going like this. What the fuck was that? Right? And doesn't say a word. Just comes in, rips it out, throws it in the driveway. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I don't know what to do. So I'm watching the wall. Come to find out later, this spoiled motherfucker. Something ain't on TV. He don't watch in the living room, so he goes to his room and watch TV. I'm like, you change your fucking channel. I was watching something. But I'm the spoiled motherfucker.
You're so entitled, Gary.
Right. I'm like
with your 2 TV life.
Right. No, you got it good. And I'll never get the TV just hit because I had a little slit in my half bath in my room that I could see the driveway. I just remember the TV just hit and didn't really, it just went. It didn't move or bounce. Like, it just landed on the screen part, just darn. And then I went like this. Well, TV's broke. There went the TV. But I didn't make, that's how irrational he was. The guy sucker punched my real dad at my wedding. Just went up and went, bam, right, hit him. And he gets
at your wedding.
At the wedding. That's how, dude, I got stories of this fucker on days. Which went up to my real dad, bam, sucker punched him. So anyways, he got to go. So now he's out the wedding, right? And then, so now, 6-7 months later, forgive him again for all his rational behavior. He finds Jesus. He found Jesus for about a month. We're having Thanksgiving. He wants to pray. Now this guy wants to pray, right? So.
I'm sorry. This is how I know you're a comedian. You set this up so perfectly. I'm on the edge of my seat for this prayer. I'm
gonna give you the prayer in real time. It was the longest pause, so don't think I'm forgetting the prayer. Okay. I'm trying to give it to you how it came to me. And we're sitting there, I'm looking at my sister and everything. I was like, we've never went to church a day in our lives. We've never prayed over food a day in our. He's about to get the fucking prayer? So you pray, you thank the people in getting there safely.
Yeah, we in it.
This is his prayer.
I'm already crying. I'm sorry.
Got our head. Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for giving us your word and showing us the way. Thank you for the troops that provide us with the blanket of freedom. That we're able to enjoy this food. Thank you for the troops, amen.
Man, no way. No.
He
never got to the food?
That was the prayer. Like he got tongue-tied and got stuck. And I'm giving you the cliff notes. The pause was so fucking long.
Oh,
and
my
literally, I looked up and I went, what? He never thanked anybody's safety. The food. Thank you for everybody being here. We're healthy. Thank you for giving us your word, showing us the way. And thank you for the blanket of freedom about killed me.
Blanket of
Providing
freedom.
us with the blanket of freedom.
Yo.
I was gone, bro.
He saw a bald eagle that day. He was like, yo.
I remember my sister.
I'm inspired to do the prayer.
We still talk about that prayer to this day. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? What kind of prayer was that?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad never pretended. He never did that.
Never give a prayer?
Never, ever. He was like, that's not his shit, not doing it.
Not my shit.
Not
Me
doing
neither.
It. Yeah, not his shit, not doing it.
Oh.
Yo, my mom, I understand when you was like the forgiving over and over again. Me and my mom don't have a good relationship or whatever. I haven't talked to my mom in years. I'm gonna come
What
around.
year?
Huh?
How long?
It's been about 3 years.
Damn, you think our moms are talking? I haven't talked to my mom in like 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, you got other brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm one of 8.
They talk to him?
Yep.
They talk to your mom?
Yep,
So
all the time.
when you talk to
her and my sister live together.
And you talk to your sister?
Yep.
But not your mom?
Yep.
How's that dynamic work?
Huh?
Do you ask about her? Does she ever ask about you?
I don't ask about her, and I don't ask if she asks about me.
Do you mind sharing why?
My mom, without, messing up my material or nothing like that, my mom and my dad had a toxic ass marriage or whatever.
Is everybody full? All your brothers and sisters from this mom and dad, or are they half?
6 of 8.
Okay.
6 of 8 of for my mom.
Okay.
So, my mom, her whole life, she has been a wife and a mother. Whole life. Mm-hmm. Like she got married at 14.
Jesus.
Yeah. So her whole life, she's been a wife
You're
and a
just
mother.
supposed to be getting fingered.
Yeah,
14.
listen, this is on her second child.
It's not funny, but sorry.
It is what it
You're
is.
supposed to be finger banging. At 14.
Yeah, she was a whole wife at 14.
This is all in North Carolina, right?
North Carolina, yeah. So, her whole life she was a wife and a mother, and then we all got older. We all grew up and got to the point where we, didn't need her for that anymore. And I think she just didn't have an identity outside of being a wife and a mom. Her and my dad split, so she's no longer a wife. The kids don't need her for anything, so she doesn't have that she can't be fulfilled as far as being needed as a mom. And she would just lash out instead of instead of figuring out who she was as a person or what. Because this is the thing: when you're 40, you're not old.
It's all state of mind.
Yeah, like she was married 30 years, but was only 44.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
all
saying?
her kids are now out of the house.
Yeah, kids are like 30, 22, 25. Yeah, they're out of the house. They're not coming back. So, and I think she thinks about, her life that she missed out on, and she sees us living our life, and there could be some jealousy there. And it's just a whole bunch of shit she hadn't dealt with mentally or whatever. And she takes it out on me a lot. And my thing was, I'm a father now. I have children to protect. You know what I mean? I got people I got to provide for or whatever. And I got to be in a better state of mind. I can't be somebody's punching bag at this point in my life. I just can't. So she said some stuff about me and the mother of my children to a point where I was just like, I don't need this, and they don't need this, and I'm not going to bring my children around this. And you're not going to disrespect their mom.
Do you have any? Would you say all this happened after you was an adult, or do you suffer? Is there any childhood trauma that creeps up?
She always treated me fucked up. Everybody else started to get it once.
The other eight, the other seven.
Everybody else started to get it after the fact. Me, I don't know what it was about me that made her like, I almost felt like my mom didn't love me. Like there's a part of me that goes, she had to, right? She had to.
At some point.
Yeah, she took care of me. You know what I mean? She didn't kill me. You know what I mean? She did, but I can't tell you a bunch of kind things she's ever said to me.
And that's something.
Not,
she should date my stepdad.
Not some I love yous. That's why what made me bring it up. When you talked about your stepdad, I was like, I know somebody just like that.
I'm the same way. I know ever
somebody
remember
just like that.
My stepdad and your mom. I bet you, because my stepdad's thing was always, you ain't got it rough. You don't know what rough is. And I have no doubt he had a rougher childhood than me.
Yeah.
And mine was rough.
Yeah.
But I know, I've heard stories. I know his was rougher. So there's got to be something in your mom's past.
I couldn't get a congratulations for nothing. I'd get a raise at my job. And I'd be like, Ma, I got a raise. She's like, man, that ain't no real money. Hey, mother.
Has she ever been to a show?
Oh, man.
She's ever been to a show?
I hate the Gary, why you doing this to me, man? I don't never put this type of information out, man.
I mean, you don't have to.
No, you know what?
But you know what's good?
You know what?
Because
this is
we both.
You understand.
Exactly.
So that's why this is the only reason why this is coming out. So my mom has come to shows, but my mom would only come to shows that a large group of family was going to, because I think she was more worried that they would ask why she's not here supporting me. But if they weren't going to show up, she didn't feel a need to show up. She wouldn't even tell me. The first time my mom ever told me in my life, I think, that she was proud of me, I was 26 years old and I sold out my first show that I had put together in Concord, North Carolina. And I think by that time, I didn't need nobody to be proud of me.
Did it hit, though? Did it hit, like...
It hit me. It was almost offensive to me, because there's been times in my life I was a straight A student at points in my life. I never got in trouble. I always was, on the straight and narrow. I wasn't a kid that stayed in the house and lived at home forever. As a teenager, as soon as I was like 18, 19, I moved out, got my own. I went to college for a little bit, and I wasn't a bad kid. And I've had siblings that did worse, that they didn't treat like that. Yeah. And I just couldn't understand what it was about me.
Sometimes it's also, and I'm not justifying your mom.
There's nothing, but
sometimes I think...
I know she was married at 14. She has her own shit going on.
But you also, as a parent, I think you got those kids, especially when you got 8. And I don't know if she got raised in 6 or she's raised in 8. I don't know.
6.
So she's raised in 6. I think there's the ones that are
At one point, it was 7. One of them moved back into the crib with us, but 6 most of the time.
Okay. So you got some kids that are falling behind in life, so to speak. And I think as a parent, you tend to direct your energy towards them, and then you're like, well, Ryan's good.
That's what my dad said. But my dad, I didn't get along with my dad. My dad ended up apologizing to me and sat me down. He was like, I always was like, Ryan's good. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you know,
but you still gotta hear it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta hear it from the parents.
I was 23 years old. I'll never forget. He called me in his room. I came over to visit. He called me in his room. And he was just like, I remember crying. Because my dad is not this affectionate dude either.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a lot of, when people be like, Ryan's really hard, man. I didn't get a whole bunch of hugs, so I don't understand like sensitive people. When people are really sensitive, I'll be like, all right. But my dad in that moment, I remember crying because it was just, he was like, I'm proud of you. I see what you. I wasn't even doing comedy at the time, so it wasn't that. He's like, I'm proud of the man you became. Mm-hmm. You know, I wasn't worried about you. I always thought, he was like, and there was some times he was like, you were smart. You were always really smart, and that wasn't my thing. So there might have been some like jealousy there or whatever. But I love you to death, and I'm proud of the man you became. And you know, I didn't worry about you.
Yeah.
But it probably caused me not to help you as much as I helped others, and it wasn't right. He apologized, and it made me realize, all right, he saw me.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. It was like, all right, I wasn't tripping of what I thought, how I was being treated.
Yeah.
I wasn't tripping. Mm-hmm. This Christmas, my dad called me and was like, yo, you gonna make amends with your mom? And I was like, bro, she just got to apologize. That's all she got to do. Mm-hmm. It would mean the world to me if my mother would just apologize.
Some people, that's all you're looking, because especially, I don't care how old you get. You still want your parents' approval.
Yeah.
I
love this woman to death. All you got to do is apologize for your shit.
Would she be open to going to therapy with you?
We mentioned therapy years ago.
Really?
She was like, "What, you trying to say something wrong with me?" I was like, "Fuck it, this is not going to be
in the therapist's office."
Yo, no, like whatever, because our kids, all of us, we be like, "Ma, you wildin', like you gotta."
I talked to the guy Chris. You know, I don't know if you know who Chris Herron is. Used to play for the Celtics. They did a 30 for 30 on him.
Okay.
On ESPN called Unguarded. It's really good. He ended up being like a huge heroin addict. He was getting heroin like in the back of the Boston Garden right before tip-off. His dealer would come, and he had to get it. And he went to Fresno State and Tarkanian. He went to Boston College, got hooked on drugs, and then went to Fresno State. Ended up going to the league. Was a McDonald's All-American. Anyways, he came on my reality show. I had my reality show, and we met after my brother passed away at a function in D.C. We was talking. And I was telling him issues with my folks and everything like that. And he was like, he goes, here's the thing about when you're arguing with, especially a parent, and you're having issues. He goes, you need a therapist in the middle, because Ryan, you're going to go to your mom with this ace.
Yeah.
And your mom's going to, it's like you're playing cards and everybody's got aces. Your mom's like, well, you did this, Ryan. Well, you did this, Mom. Well, you did this, Ryan. Well, you did this, Mom. He goes, and
nobody's addressing the card that was put down. You
automatically get defensive.
Yeah.
I had an issue recently with my real dad. Just this morning on the way to the airport, we had a long conversation, because I get in my feelings, and I'll just text him. Like, I texted him, like, we were in Hawaii, we had a little disagreement, and I kept texting him, dude, I'm just hurt. I'm not attacking you. I'm hurt. And when I get hurt, when I get disappointed with him, all my childhood trauma comes up. Yeah. All that sense of abandonment, and it all comes up. And I was like, I always would text him, I'm just hurt right now. I'm hurt. And I don't know what the deal is with him sometimes, but he won't pick up the phone just to call me. I said, I'm trying to be like, if my kids say I'm hurt, I just pick up the phone and be like, sorry, you're hurting. What?
Yeah.
You know, everything else, we'll figure it out.
I tell you.
But when kids say you're hurt, you just got to pick up the phone. I don't care how old they are. That's what my kids, if they do that, I'm like, what's going on? I'm sorry, you're hurting. What do we got to do here? But we're not at that point yet. And he gets really defensive. And he's one of the people, he's not really listening to what I'm saying. He's just on the attack. He's like, he all of a sudden he's the victim here. He's
I
like,
tried to have the talk with my mom one time. She was like, "Oh, so I was just a terrible mom." I was like, "Oh my God."
oh my God, it's my dad always says, I'm just a piece of shit. I go, I never called you that.
I never said, I can't have this conversation with you because you're not even going to be realistic about what we're talking about. And
that's why I want to go to therapy with my dad, because I'm like, we still got issues.
I'm an effective communicator. I think partly because so much dysfunction was around me that I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? So, like you said, everybody comes with their trump cards, with their aces. When somebody lays I always go, let's address this and all of this before we move to the next thing. And let's get to an understanding. I think too many people have to get out of the idea of right and wrong and just get to an understanding. Like, this is what it is. Whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, whatever, this is what happened. Can we agree that this is what happened? Maybe we can discuss why this is it, and we can make sure this doesn't happen again, and then now we can move forward. But we ain't got to figure out who fault it is. Somebody
That's
doesn't
the
have to
problem.
be
We always
made
trying
at
to
fault.
be that is a huge issue when you're saying this bothered me and this hurt me, and another person goes, well, all of a sudden they're going nuts on you. You're like, I'm trying to talk this out, and I'm not even saying I'm right.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, the thing with me and my dad, I was like, I'm saying I'm hurt. This is why I'm hurt. You just get defensive, and you're like this. I might be wrong here.
Yeah.
I could be, and I'm open to if I am wrong. I'm trying to listen, but when you're dealing with trauma, that's why I'm like, your mom, she got something she got to.
Oh, she got it. But listen, I already know she's dealt with a lot of trauma in her life, and that's why. And then when I became a parent myself, that's why it was so easy to forgive a lot of stuff, because you go, oh, okay, this shit was difficult for me. I could only imagine what it was for her, and this is that. But then I get to a point where I'm like, you can't just treat people badly.
Yeah.
You can't just, and I can't keep forgiving you treating me. She said some stuff where I'm just like, you shouldn't even talk to your son this way.
Right.
If somebody you care about, you shouldn't even say something like this to them. I remember the last straw. She texted me something. I screenshot it. I took it to my siblings group chat, and I was like, if you're wondering why I'm never speaking to your mother again, this is it. So there's no need, if you talk to her and she says she didn't say no shit like that, here's the proof. Here's how I reacted. And I've blocked her on everything. I've blocked her on every social media. I've blocked her phone number, whatever. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't tell me about her, whatever. There's nothing to even, don't bring her up. If you bring her up, then that means that you want to have an issue with me too. Because we can have plenty of conversations without talking about her. But my dad, even though they're not together or nothing, he still tries to get me to talk to her. But his problem, this is where he always loses with me. He goes, man, you know how she is. And I'm like, that's not an excuse. I'm not accepting that as an excuse. Get better. Be better.
Yeah.
Be better than that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not.
It's like we both learned how to. It's funny how you bring up your kids, because I kind of learned how to be a parent with the help of my wife. She was tremendously helpful.
Oh, the mother of my children is phenomenal. I know you're watching this, Lay. That's for you.
Yeah. But my wife too. Like, she's helped me out tremendously as a parent. But it's also, I saw what not to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I remember as a kid going, I'm not gonna be that guy.
I'm not gonna be that guy.
And I almost did. Like, my stepson, I don't call him step, he's my son, but
yeah.
When we first got together, he had a t-ball game, and I didn't go because Duke was playing Connecticut in the NCAA finals.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's NCAA finals. This is a
Man,
t-ball
we
game.
lost that one too.
Yeah. And I was like, I said, I'm not going to that. And then they came back from the t-ball game, and I remember my wife pulled me in the room. She goes, you know you messed up, right? I go, what do you mean? She goes, all the stories you tell me about your stepdad and your real dad. He goes, and you didn't go to his game? And I went, oh, fuck. I'll tell you this. I never missed another game.
Listen.
And if I'm in town, my kids knew if I was in town, stand up, you miss shit. But if I was in town, if I had the ability to fly home and then fly back out for the show that night, I did it. Because there's no way they was going to be like, only way I missed, I was working. That's the only way I missed shit.
My daughter taught me this lesson. My daughter, it was last year. COVID was running rampant or whatever. I got a hotel off somewhere, and we spent like the week as a family together, right? And it was time to leave the hotel. It's time to go. It is what it is. My daughter, it was Mother's Day. It's time to leave. My daughter's like, I made up a dance or something I want to do for mommy. I was like, it's time for checkout. Like, why didn't you had all week. We're out of here.
You had all week.
You had all week. We're out of here. You know, she's 5.
I've been rehearsing.
She's
all
6
week.
she's 6 now, but at the time she was 5. When I tell you, from Mother's Day up until recently, she has been unforgiving and didn't fuck with her dad at
How
all.
old? How old is she now?
6.
Oh, she's just a year?
Yeah,
A
she
year ago?
just did. She wasn't fucking with me. And her mom had to have a talk with her. It was like, why? She was like, nah, I wanted to do my dance. He was like, nah. He wasn't there when I wanted to for the things that's important to me. Mm-hmm. I was like, Jesus, really? So
girls are like that.
yeah, so now, Addison, whatever.
Yeah.
Biggest cheerleader. When Addison want to do anything,
Dude, how the hell are our
there.
kids the same?
Yeah.
My daughter would have acted the same way if I did that shit.
Really?